What's up, world? Back again with another video. Man, it's been a while since I've done a reaction video. I've been keeping up with all my trucking homies that's on the YouTube and been watching their videos and stuff like that. I just haven't react to it, but I got some time today. I was a little under the weather for a couple of days, but I'm feeling much better. I'm about to hop back in the truck here pretty soon, but wanted to react to this video that I ran across on Mother Trucker videos. You know, his YouTube channel is always popping, and ran across this one video, so we're gonna react to it. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Y'all like this video. Man, my subscribers and my channel has been getting a lot more love lately, and I appreciate everybody that's been, showing love to my channel and things like that. So let's get into it. It might be a good one. I feel like this is about to be a good one, man. I didn't really watch it, man. I just kind of recorded it and went about my business. So we're gonna watch this video together, man. We're gonna see what this video talking about and then go from there. Let's get it.
That never gets old. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah. I'm out here at this pilot. I saw this cab over and I thought we'd have to talk. Let's talk about some truth in trucking here, huh?
Truth in trucking.
Some people, I'm sure, like you said, we talked about behind the camera, might like what you feel and might not, but how many years you've been doing this now, Miguel?
Nah, since I turned 18. I'm talking about like 31 years ago.
So,
damn. He been in this trucking industry for a long time. He's damn near been in this trucking industry as long as I've been on this earth. That's the truth. But with that experience, comes a lot of knowledge. So he has a lot of knowledge on this truck industry, and he can kind of give us game on, what to look for and, how to maneuver in these streets as a trucker. So he started when he was 18. A lot of people don't know, when you turn 18, you can get your CDL, but you can only drive intrastate. Am I saying that right? Intrastate. Yeah. Intrastate. You can't drive interstate. Interstate, you can go, state to state, city to city. Intrastate, you got to stay in your city limits. I want to say city limits, or you can only travel in your state. You can't go outside your state. One of the two. But with that being said, he hit the ground running. Right out of high school, he hit the ground running. And he's seen this industry go from highs to lows, back to highs. And, I'm sure he has a lot of knowledge on how to maneuver as a CDL driver, as a trucker out here in these streets. So let's get into it, man. Let's see what he got to say.
I think after 31 years, you're allowed to have an opinion about things.
I hope so.
All right. First thing first.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I go ask about the new generation of trucking, people go right into the hate. But what's your real thoughts about, what are your words for the new truck drivers, really?
What are the words for the new truck driving? It's like, okay, and I know this is going to sound very simple, but take it seriously. What I mean to say, when I say that, I mean that at the end, you're solely responsible for whatever happens to that truck. If you get in an accident, it's your fault. So take that seriously. Things can go sour real quick. So don't take any risk, or try not to. If you do, very calculated risk. Protect your CDL. Okay, and ultimately, you're the one that's gonna go to jail if something happens.
Hey, I've said this numerous of times. Y'all can go back and watch some of my previous videos when I talk about taking this serious and protecting your CDL. Basically, everything he just said. The key thing that he said was, if you hurt somebody, if anything happens while you're operating that truck and trailer, you're going to prison. You're not going to jail. You're not going to TDC in Texas. You're not doing none of it. You're going to federal prison. You're going to federal prison. You're going to end up in Pennsylvania somewhere, bro. Like, they're not about to play around with you. So for all the new drivers out there, don't jump in here just thinking money. Think about your safety first. Make sure everything is secure. Make sure you do your pre-trips. Make sure everything is good. then make sure you're good as far as your health, all that good stuff. Make sure everything is on point. But prior to you start thinking about the bread is going to be there. But it don't matter if you're not here to spend it. Like, you want to be able to provide for your family. None of that matters if you're not alive. None of that matters if you're upstate somewhere. You know what I mean? So make sure y'all do what y'all got to do out here. Take care of yourself. Make sure y'all operating at the best of your abilities.
Let's go into some hot topics, huh?
All right.
Hot topics.
Sure.
Broker transparency. Do truck drivers need it? Yes or no?
Yes, I think we do.
What do you think about the rule about 48 hours later?
I don't like that. Yeah, they need to know it. Yes, but the question, but you know what? But I think more than anything, a trucker should educate himself and or herself, whatever, and learning operating cost. You know, learning what it really takes to own equipment. You know, have your networking with people, mechanics, and all that, so you can really, you know, bring your costs down in a way. Learn how to buy fuel. I mean, do things right. And again, I can't really press this enough. Take it serious.
Do you think truck drivers are taking cheap freight?
Yeah, because you know what? If they were not, the loads were not moved. Plain and simple. Plain and simple.
So what's on the load boards right now? Is a lot of it a lot of crap?
I would say so, yeah. It just, if it's being moved for any rate, it's because somebody moved it. That's the reason why. I mean, it's just setting a precedent that, hey, you know what? If it moves, somebody else will too. So, yeah, they're moving cheap freight, for sure.
So when it comes down to operating costs and stuff, knowing your overhead, that is very key, especially if you're a new owner operator. Take from me, I have experience in being an owner operator with the box trucks. It was non-CDL, and that was one of my downfalls. Was, you know, one, not knowing my overhead, and two, having too much overhead because I was leasing the box truck, so that's unnecessary overhead. You know what I mean? From the amount of money that I spent on leasing it, I could have easily bought 2 trucks for the amount of time that I was leasing the truck. I could have bought 2, maybe 3 trucks, you know? So knowing your overhead is very important. And as far as the cheap freight, that is extremely important. You know, it's always good to network. Like when he said network as far as mechanics, it's good to network when it comes down to getting freight as well. You know, building relationship with these brokers, building relationship directly with these companies so you can get direct contracts with them and you don't have to deal with any brokers. That's very key in order to actually succeed and have a profitable company in this industry. So that's very key as far as new owner operators and new business owners that's out here. Make sure y'all take that into consideration and y'all stay on top of that. Get out there and network. Put your feet in the ground, man, and get out there, talk to these people, shake some hands, and get to the bread.
What is the biggest pain point you think for truck drivers right now? Is it the freight brokers? Is it truck drivers undercutting each other? Is it the ELD? Is it the FMCSA? If you were gonna list the top 3 things, maybe, or 4 or 5, that is making our industry not as great, because behind the scenes, you were telling me after 31 years, you used to make money more back then?
Yes. Okay, I want to cut to the chase. I'm just gonna go to the very top one. I think it's lack of education.
Lack of education?
Yeah, lack of education, and also accountability. Because we all try to point fingers at what not is. You know, we're making mistakes, a lot of mistakes, financial mistakes every day, and not knowing your operating costs. on some of the little aspects in trucking is what really going to get you at the end.
Not to get into too much of your personal, but after 31 years, are you just holding on? Are you making amazing money? I mean, a lot of new truck drivers are going to watch this. Your equipment's paid off, right?
Yeah.
And with equipment paid off, are you still doing really great? Or is it kind of you're still holding on?
I'm just holding on.
Even with equipment paid off?
Even with equipment paid off.
And that's, you own your truck and trailer?
Yes. The reason why, breakdowns. Also, you got to realize, when it comes to like operating I mean, even if your truck is paid for, doesn't mean you got to run cheap.
Nah, that don't make sense. So you telling me a guy that's been operating for over 30 years, owns his own equipment, is barely getting by? So you have the knowledge, and you talk about, holding yourself accountable, which I definitely agree. We always point the fingers, man. We used to have paper logs, and we can drive for 18 hours, 16 hours. Okay, we can't do that anymore. Like, it is what it is. So, we got to stop with the excuses. I totally agree with that. You got to hold yourself accountable. You got to do what you got to do, because there's companies that's actually doing that. There's Fortune 500 companies that are doing that. They're moving freight with their ELD, and they're going through all the rules. They're not getting shut down, things like that. So, excuse me. We got to stop with the excuses. You know what I mean? So there's really no excuses. But at the same time, for someone to say that they've been operating and they own their own equipment and they're barely getting by, that just doesn't make sense, because you have the knowledge and you know that you know what you need to do. You talk about your overhead and your operating costs, and you're telling me that you're barely getting by. So it's something that he's doing. It's something that he's trying to either hold back, or he's just not telling us the 100% truth when it comes to if he's barely getting by, which I understand. For safety purposes, I'm not going to be out here talking about I'm making millions and I'm making thousands of dollars either. So I totally agree with, him taking that approach. But at the same time, I just want to let y'all know, just keep that in mind. I don't want anybody to watch that and be like, man, he owns his equipment and he talking about he barely get by. Like, that you got to really put two and two together. You know what I mean? He's dropping jewels and he's telling you that he's barely getting by. I don't believe that, honestly. And I don't want y'all to listen to that and get discouraged and be like, man, well, the hell with it. I'm not even going to try to jump into trucking. I'm not even going to try to, buy my own equipment. Like, no, I don't want anybody to get discouraged. Just put two and two together. If it add up, it add up. If it don't, it don't.
Okay, to me, every time you figure out your operating costs, you got to add a replacement cost for your equipment. You got to. Your truck is not going to last forever.
So we talked behind the camera. You and a couple owner-operators got together.
Yes.
And you guys want to make the industry better. What'd you guys come up with?
Well, we came up with a site. It's Carrier Dash. It's all about information. It's all about networking with each other. Here, the actors, you and I, the truck drivers, for us, by us, controlled by us. So that's what we're doing. So we can exchange information as far as rates. If there's people that they don't know about a lane, and there's a trucker that has done that lane, let us know how much you did it for. You don't have to tell us the broker, you don't have to tell us the customer, just tell us how much you're moving that lane for. So the next guy that doesn't know can charge accordingly to that.
Where are your lanes right now?
Houston, Dallas, Houston.
So if you're running a reefer, right?
Yeah. And
you're running a Dallas, Houston area, what should the rates really be around right now?
Well, for what I do it for, because I always done it for about, we've done $800 to $900 for refrigerated freight, not frozen though, refrigerated freight from here to Dallas, and about the same rate from Dallas to Houston. Because it's got to make a difference. I'm going to say this real quick. A lot of people think just because they're hauling reefer, that rate, that their loads paid the same, and it's not. Okay, because refrigerated is one rate, frozen is another rate. That's what it should be. There's difference.
I definitely like the idea of the website carrier-tool.com, because not in my situation. I've been very fortunate enough to, interact and communicate and network with drivers that, open their wisdom up to me, gave me a lot of knowledge, exchanged numbers with me. They check on me from time to time to see how I'm doing. They watch my videos as well. So I don't have the same situation as other drivers, or the same experience as other drivers. I've heard of drivers say that, other drivers aren't as friendly, and they're not willing to give them, any game or anything like that. That's not my experience. Every driver that I've approached and asked them questions and stuff, they, drop jewels on me. And that's just how it is. They gave me words of encouragement. This is even prior to me even having my CDL. Me knowing that I was going to get my CDL, I was still asking drivers, and they was encouraging me. I texted them when I got my CDL. They congratulated me, things like that. So, not my experience, but I've definitely heard of drivers saying that other drivers, they don't mess with them, things like that. So with this website, that kind of helps them negotiate with these brokers and, get a fair rate. So much respect and much love to them for doing that.
If you're being transparent so that you can help other truck drivers not be taken advantage of, that's what this website's about, right?
Yes.
At the end, anything else you'd like truck drivers to know?
I'd like them to know that, hey, you know what? We're all a brotherhood here. There's no difference between, white, black, Hispanic. We're all the same at the end. We're all going through the same struggles. Okay, and then we need to help each other out via information. You don't have to, like I said, you don't have to tell me your customers. You don't have to tell me, just tell me how much your lane that you're familiar with doing, what you're doing, what kind of rate on real time. So it can be useful for the next guy that doesn't know.
I hear you. No, I appreciate you. No, thank you for this interview.
No, thank you.
I was at the Pilot just trying to bless some drivers, but truck drivers are good people. They, when I ask some, hey, you need anything from me? They go, Alex, I'm okay, pass it along. So, well, what's up for this new year? Where are you hoping for this new year for 2025?
I want the industry to get better. I want to feel proud again. I do. There's a lot of room for fixing, a lot of room for improvement. And it also got to start within us first.
I could tell you hit a heartstring right there when you said feel proud again.
Yeah.
Trucking, was that something that it really made you proud when you were a truck driver?
Yeah.
And through these hardships and these times, have you lost a little bit of that, or?
Yes. I have. I just, it's just there's no incentive anymore. I mean, that's the way I look at it. Okay, incentive. I still want to be safe. I still want to be able to drive my truck. I still want to go from point A to point B. But there's just, the incentive is just not there anymore. It's not fun anymore, guys. It's just not fun anymore. It's just not.
So we got to get back to helping each other.
Yes. Networking with each other. I mean, whatever information you have, whatever you guys to teach us, is going to help us. Whatever information you have is going to benefit me, or going to benefit somebody else. Again, we don't have to like each other. We don't have to go and share a meal. We don't have to do any of that. But as long as we share information which is for the greater good for the industry or to the industry, hey, I'm all for it.
Hey, I appreciate you, though.
Hey, no problem.
Beautiful interview.
Yeah, my boy definitely dropped the Dr. King I Had a Dream speech at the end, but I definitely see where his vision. I definitely see the vision, man. So shout out to you, man. Shout out to Carrier-Tool, man. Hopefully that, app and website help other owner operators and help other drivers out here that are, maybe struggling, help them get off their feet, things like that. But as far as, to be brutally honest, as far as, us all coming together, that is something that one person, like that particular person, can change. They have to change within themselves. So it's not a us thing, it's a you thing, and a you thing, and a you thing, and all of us changing within ourselves. So it's like Michael Jackson say, man, you gotta look in the man of the mirror, for real, or the woman in the mirror. Like, that's the only way it's gonna change. You know what I mean? Trying to put it on everybody, it's not gonna work like that. But, you know, holding each and every one of us accountable and making sure, you know, when you see something wrong, you calling it out and you telling them, you know what I mean, you need a change. That's the only way it's gonna happen. But if you letting slick stuff pass and you letting people get away with doing some petty crap and, you know, being a bad human being, it'll never change. It'll never change. So hold each other accountable, and like you say, man, let's try to, you know, get this industry back on track, man. He wants to be proud of being a driver. I feel proud of being a driver, even though I've only been driving for 6 months, but, you know, I feel proud because of what I was doing in the past, and to see where I'm at now, you know, I can only feel proud, you know what I mean? So, you know, I'm very grateful of, you know, the situation I'm in right now, and, you know, it is what it is. But I'm gonna leave y'all with that, man. Definitely some jewels dropped in this video. Like I said before, man, y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe to the video. Y'all see me back in the truck here pretty soon. I'm just waiting for the company to clear all the paperwork, and then I'm going from there. So I'll be back in the truck here pretty soon, man. As always, keep trucking, stay safe out there. Y'all know I need y'all to stay safe, and always utilize your gifts.